fotografia.
Shuttle astronaut, and he helped put together the first two sections of the International Space Station, and he's going to introduce Kennedy Space Center for you today.
Hi, I'm Bob Cabana, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to NASA's John F. Kennedy Space Center.
Assemble our next human-rated launch vehicle, the Space Launch System, or SLS. The SLS is the most powerful rocket in history and has an evolvable design that ranges from 321 to 384 feet tall, depending on mission requirements. This rocket will someday help NASA to reach its goal of human exploration of Mars. The large tower next to the VAB is the mobile launcher being built for SLS. When completed, it will carry the massive launch vehicle on top of the crawler transporter to pad 39B. You will learn more about the launch of SLS when we get to the launch pad. Adjacent to the VAB is the Launch Control Center, the distinctively shaped four-story building which houses the launch team. This is where the ground controllers, engineers, and launch director monitor the spacecraft and manage all the activities leading up to launch.
I know it's hard to tell that because we really don't have anything around it to really scale it against. Like you heard in the video there, that American flag up there is 21 stories tall. Each one of the stars on that flag are 6 feet from point to point. And the stripes on that flag, they are so wide that if I could drive this bus up and down any one of those stripes. We have a giant vehicle here, about the size of a building, with some rusty looking tank-like tracks on it over here on the right hand side. That's called the crawler transporter. And that's the giant vehicle that we use to move around the Apollo rockets and the space shuttles here on the property. Now we actually have two of these giant crawler transporters over here on the right, and each one of them weighs about 6 million pounds. This thing has about a surface area on the top of it about the size of a baseball infield. Now our crawler transporters have diesel-powered generators on them that power the electric motors on each one of the tracks. And this thing here gets about 32 feet to the gallon. Yeah, not too bad for a hybrid. Now with the space shuttle on top of it going out to the launch pad, this thing will do a whopping 1 mile an hour. But that's okay because empty on the way down. Now there's a spot up here where a railroad track used to go across the road. And what the big deal about it is it left a little opening up here in the bushes on the left. And it's turned out to be a pretty good spot for folks who would like to get a picture of the launch pad from the window of the bus. Be able to do so. So if you like to get your cameras out, I'll go ahead and stop here for a second.
I believe that people still look to NASA and the United States for leadership in space.
It takes courage and resolve and commitment. And when we leave Earth to explore our solar
Systems are go for launch. The countdown will resume for 3 minutes at 1 mark. T-minus 3 minutes to lift off.
Foram pra lá. Aqui lá também, ó. Pipujinho, ó. Eu não sei se aqui era o controle de lançamento, que era aqui, ou o controle de missão, que era no Texas.
You are now in the final minutes before the launch of Apollo 8, right here where it actually happened. Mankind is about to leave his planet behind and journey to another. It is one of those rare moments when history is not being made, destiny is being embraced.
This is launch control. T-minus 3 minutes is checks for the Apollo 8 astronauts in the cabin, and the communications are go. During this period, once we do get the firing command, the various tanks within the 3 stages of the Saturn V launch vehicle begin to pressurize. We had firing command. The firing command is in. We're now on automatic sequence. T-minus 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Our status board indicates that all aspects are ready. Instrument unit is ready. Spacecraft ready. Final check of the emergency detection system. That ready light also on. First stage preparations are completed.
All systems are okay.
We're on. Ready to go to ground right.
45 seconds and counting. First stage liquid oxygen tank has been pressurized and the pressure is still building up. Coming up in 90 seconds, mark T-minus 90 seconds and counting. The Apollo 8 crew standing by, spacecraft commander Frank Warner, Jim Lovell, Bill Anders. We now can report that the liquid hydrogen tank in the third stage is pressurized. 1 minute 15 seconds. All third stage propellants pressurized at this time as we come up on the 60-second mark on a flight to the moon. T-minus 60 seconds and counting. The vehicle now is completely pressurized. We're coming up on a power transfer shortly.
Apollo 8 successfully orbited the moon, and the astronauts returned safely to the Earth. I know. I'm Jim Lovell, and I was one of the crew of this spacecraft, Apollo 8. We were the first men to see the surface of the moon from just a few miles away. But it was the hundreds of thousands of men and women who worked in that team, and the millions of people who supported the mission that really made it possible. That way, I guess, we all went to the moon. Now, on the other side of those doors, you'll find an actual Saturn V moon rocket. It's still the most powerful, the most complex machine ever built. And I guess it's the only one that can take you to another planet. I've actually got to fly one on a second flight to the moon called Apollo 13. But that's another story.
É tudo muito grande, né? Caramba. Você foi até o final, amor?